guys, it was only 5 months or so back that I did my video of the Motorola Moto G unboxing, and the Moto G was a massive hit for Motorola, boosting their market share considerably. I think I read by about 6%, which is pretty huge in market share terms. Anyway, it's now end of May in 2014 and the Moto E has just been released. So I made my way down to Phones For You and picked one up. The Moto G was released at £135 and this Moto E has been released at £90, so a budget phone got even cheaper, I guess, really. Now the Moto G changed from one, well, I say changed, it launched at £135, but it was very quickly available at Tesco's from about I think £99. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone starts offering this up at even cheaper. You know, if this was down to sort of £65 or £70, well, I mean, I guess we'll wait and see how good it is. But certainly an interesting price point. So let's have a look at what's in the box first of all. It's a very thin box, very small box, and in fact all there is the quick start guide and the USB cable, which is fine. I've got lots of headsets, I don't need any headsets. I've got lots of chargers, I don't need chargers. It was available in white or black. I figured let's go for the white, why not. Now one thing I've just noticed looking at the specs is there is no front facing camera, so we see that straight away. And quite odd, I think that's a speaker just there, quite odd looking though, but at the same time it matches. I suppose it's quite reasonable design, I guess. So I'm assuming they're just proximity sensor at the top there. Let's have a look around. Regular sort of USB, micro USB charging point, power and up and down volume, headphone jack, and I'm assuming a removable back cover. Come on. Come on. I hope it's supposed to come off. I'm not just ripping to pieces my new phone. There we go. Not a great deal to see in the back. What you can see, there is a micro SD card slot, unlike the Moto G. There's the SIM card slot. The 5 megapixel camera is very visible. I just realised there's no flash, actually. That's quite interesting. The Moto G did have a flash. It is generally lower specs than the Moto G. So the screen, let me just double check, I do apologise, I've lost it, is 540 by 960 over 4.3 inches, which is 256 pixels per inch, which I think generally is fine. Some people might get a bit upset, but that's plenty enough pixels per inch to make it look good. Let's boot the device up. The battery is a 1980 milliamp hour battery. Now the Moto G, I think, is a pretty phenomenal battery life, all things considered. On a small screen, 2000, roughly 2000 milliamp hours is plenty enough, and the Moto G would quite easily go a couple of days with reasonable use of it. So this will be interesting to see how it survives. Right, I will log myself in and come back to you. So we're in with the fairly normal, it's tried to restore my wallpaper, but the screen size being a bit different means it's not particularly well. All these Motorola things. Motorola says protect your phone, blah 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 blah. Done. See, oh, come on. Seems relatively slick. Probably asking me about when we're going to start installing everything onto my phone. So I don't know how well you can see the screen there. Oh, I can tell you already, I don't know how well that shows on the camera. The viewing angles aren't great. I mean, I can see it. It's quite dark. Maybe if I let's see if I can turn the brightness a bit. Let's turn auto off and let's crank it right the way up. Yeah, very quickly the kind of brightness fades out. I can still see it, I can still read it. And it's, I mean, that's still sort of readable, to be honest. Right, I don't know how well that shows on the camera. It is readable, but you lose the sort of, right there for me. Let me try and get myself roughly semi position to the camera. So So that I can see that's a bit darkened. That's not as to about there, and it's coming a bit brighter again. And there it's nice and bright. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, for £90, you're not going to get an amazing superstar device. Let's just check the camera. Give me the instructions. Okie dokie. Did it say tap it out? I should have been reading really, shouldn't I? So I mean, that was relatively quick shutter. Oh, it's asking. Get on with it. Not sure why that's not rotating. Yeah, the screen, you can really see that on a not so bright image. Oh, it came really bright then for a second. Why did it do that? And there. Oh, I'm not quite sure what it's doing, to be honest. Let's see if we can test the speaker. Have we got Google Music installed? Because one thing, oopsie. Oh, what is it doing? Oh, it's updating. Just open, please. Thank you. Oh, whatever, I suppose it doesn't matter, does it? Whatever I pick. So there is no bass.
Soldier boy, tell me. I can't say I can't keep a 982 baby. You know that I miss you.
But the volume seems pretty good. So I remember that was quite a strong point on the Moto G, was the speaker was very loud, one of the loudest I tested. So it is a budget phone. It is even more budget than the Moto G. The CPU is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 200, dual-core 1.2 GHz Cortex A7, compared to the Snapdragon 400 in the Moto G. And the GPU is an Adreno 302 compared to the 305 in the Moto G. I'm going to bring it in for a second just so we can sort of see. So you can see there. Just so you can see them side by side, really. Turn them over. They're very similar. The speaker you can see on the Moto G is in the back there. So the Moto E is slightly smaller, only slightly, and it looks a little bulkier than the Moto G. But again, for only £90, and what we assume will perhaps drop down to even less than that in the next month or so, you know, it could be a very good entry point phone for a lot of people. So there we go. That's the Motorola Moto E. Right now, £90 from Phones For You is where I got mine, SIM free. Let me know if how you get on with yours. I will be doing some videos, definitely some comparison against the Moto G. I'll try and use the Moto E for a couple of days and see if I can do a proper review. But I think, to be honest, we can already see kind of what level this phone is aimed at. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon.